This week, we tell the story of how Laura and I met and we got married all in the first 24 hours. So I bet a lot of people see us and just think that we live this amazing life. We live in a great house, we have cute kids, and we get to have fun making videos all day long. Not to say that we're not grateful for the life that we have, but what we want you to know is that our life was not always like this.
Not at all.
And that's why we thought it'd be fun to try and take you back to the day that we met.
AKA the day that we got married.
And I know that sounds crazy, right? How in the world did we get married the day that we met? So when Laura and I first met, I was running this business and it was this massive, mega successful, gigantic business with 0 employees in my studio apartment where I lived that I also shared with a roommate. So in case you're not catching on, I'm being just a little bit sarcastic about the successful part. And we're showing this right now in one of our sets, but in reality, my place didn't even have walls to separate the bedroom from the living room, from the kitchen.
It was literally one room. Luckily, the bathroom had a door.
That's true. I was, 30 years old when we had met. I was completely broke. And I had just started this company where I was partnering with different makeup influencers and they teach these live online classes and I ran the school.
One of the makeup artists was actually my friend and she asked me to be the model in her bridal makeup class. Boy, was I in for a big surprise. So I had to come in a wedding dress, veil, full on bride.
You don't have to talk so loud, it's just right here.
Oh my gosh, stop. You always tell me I have to be louder.
I know, but you got the boom right here.
So I had to come in a wedding dress.
Start from boy was in for a big surprise.
Are you doing this on purpose? So I showed up in a wedding dress, veil, and I was under the impression that I was going to this fancy studio. Little did I know that it was actually Dhar's studio apartment.
And to make things worse, if you know Laura, she's always ahead of schedule, for sure never late. So she got there before the makeup artist got there. So it was just her and I and my roommate, and let's just say things were a little awkward.
Yeah, to say the least. You can imagine how uncomfortable I was. So I was not only in a wedding dress, but I had no makeup on. I had no idea who this guy was. It was so awkward.
So what you're trying to say is that it wasn't love at first sight.
Not at all. Oh my gosh.
Well, I guess it makes sense now because I try to offer you drinks, I try to offer you something to eat, and Laura just wanted nothing to do with me at that time. Did you think that I was gonna poison you?
I had no idea who you were. The last thing I was gonna do was accept anything from you. You gave off total creep vibes.
Creep? Wow. So that was really your first impression of me.
Okay, so luckily the makeup artist and her husband arrived a few minutes later. Huge relief, oh my gosh. And things got better after that.
We live streamed the class and the makeup artist does Laura's bridal makeup, which I must say, you looked beautiful, by the way.
Aw, thanks, Snook.
See, I'm over here singing your praises and you're calling me a creep.
Well, that was back then, not now.
So when the class was over, it was a big success. A lot of people joined, we were in a celebratory mood, and I remember as a joke, Snapchat stories had just come out back then. We're really aging ourselves by saying that, by the way. And we thought it'd be funny to walk down the aisle together and pretend that we had just gotten married.
Yeah, why did we do that again?
I think at the time you just wanted to get close to me.
Definitely not. You were the one who wanted to get close to me.
Yeah.
So we acted like we were walking down the aisle. Cue the wedding music.
I don't think that there were actually flowers involved, but you guys get the
Make
point.
it a little cuter.
So when that was over, I asked Laura if she wanted to go out and celebrate with all of us because the class did so well. But there was only one problem. The only outfit that Laura had brought was the wedding dress.
But that didn't stop me, so that's what I ended up wearing.
And I stayed in my white button-up and we all went out. So we decided to go to the W Hotel, which was only a few blocks from where I lived at the time. I was living in Hollywood. And when we walked there,
We didn't walk, we took an Uber.
no, for sure. We walked because I specifically remember that you were being overly friendly with some random guy
What are you
on the corner
talking about?
on our walk there.
I honestly have no clue what you're talking about, but I know for a fact that we took an Uber because it was a white Tesla and that was the first time that I had ever been in a Tesla.
Tesla's Uber Black level. The most I could ever afford, like on a good month, was Uber X, but I was walking everywhere because any sort of Uber was too expensive. So.
Okay, don't make me pull up my Uber receipts. I was the one who ordered the Uber because I wanted to make sure I knew exactly where I was going because at that time I thought I was with some creeps.
Here we go again. All right, you know what? Since you seem to remember this story so much better than me, why don't you go ahead and tell it?
Okay, so when we got to the W, I noticed there were so many people just staring at us and I didn't realize why at first until I looked down and I saw that I was still wearing the wedding dress. It was so awkward.
As soon as we went inside, I remember we went to the bar. I ordered us drinks.
I think you're forgetting one important detail.
What?
That girl.
Oh, that girl.
So this girl sees us, and because I was in a wedding dress and Dhar was in a white shirt, she had assumed we had just got married. So she comes up to Dhar and I, and she's like looking back and forth at us, really confused. And she was like, there's no way, because I just hung out with him yesterday. It was like, ew.
First off, to clarify, it wasn't like that at all. I had just met this girl when I was out hanging out with some friends.
Okay, if you say so.
I'm serious. I was the one who played along and told her that we got married. Why would I do that if something like that happened? Back to the story, please.
Okay, so once I saw that, I was like, oh heck no, this guy really is a creep. So I went off and I had my own little fun.
Yeah, a little bit too much fun is the problem.
True.
The next thing I know, a couple of people come up and offer me a drink. And I was confused at first because normally people don't buy me drinks at the bar. This is before I was known or anything like that, so it literally never happened.
But it was because people thought we had just got married, so they wanted to congratulate us.
And I told them that Laura and I had just met. We barely even knew each other. I don't think that any of them believed that because they kept on insisting. So who am I to turn down free drinks, especially when you don't have any money? So I ended up taking them. Not that I'm advocating for anyone to take drinks from strangers. Please don't do that.
Don't do that.
So before we knew it, just so many people were coming up to us, congratulating us, handing us drinks, and
So crazy.
they had thought we had just gotten married.
So you see, that's how we got married the first day that we met.
So I know we like to play around a lot, but on a more serious note, Laura came into my life when I was just at this really low place. It reminds me of this saying that goes, the wrong partner will find you at peace and leave you in pieces, but the right partner will find you in pieces and bring you to peace. And I'm super grateful for Laura because there'd be no way that I'd be where I am in life if it wasn't for her.
Aw, that's so cute. I love you. And I definitely feel the same way about you. We make a great team. So I appreciate you watching.
Appreciate. And
We'll see you in the next video.